And then Leeds got the weekend off to the perfect start as they beat West Ham for the first time at home in 22 years. Plenty of action to come on Sunday as well. Arsenal against Crystal Palace, Manchester City in action at the same time. And we end it all off at Hill Dickinson Stadium as Everton are at home against Spurs. Let's look at the top of the table and what that means. Here you go, confirmation, state of play. We're only halfway through match week 9 though, and Arsenal are top of the table. The big story is that Sunderland are in second, 2 points behind them. Manchester City, like Arsenal, still have to play one more game though. Manchester United into the top 4 with 16 points now after winning their 5th game of the season. Bournemouth are also into the top 5 and they still have one more game to play. Liverpool have dropped down to 6th position and Brentford are in to the top 10. Let's look at the bottom of the table. It doesn't make good reading for West Ham. Wolves still have to play. Nottingham Forest do as well. And then Burnley, who also have a game to play still tomorrow, are just outside of that drop zone. So too are Fulham. But ending off Saturday on a high, that's the story at the...
Kevin, congratulations. Under the lights here at the GTEC Stadium. Premier League champions in town, and you put in a team performance like that. How pleased are you with the win?
You know, it's always hard to play us at home, especially with this atmosphere today, with the counters we do, how we defend. I think it's for everyone ugly and still very tight, but I think deserved in the end.
101 minutes, and you watched the final stages of that on the bench. How nervy was it?
Yeah, very nervous. So he put 7 and it was 11 in the end. So I don't know what he's doing, but I don't like this.
Talk to us about your goal, because after that pass from Mikkel Damsgaard, you must have thought, I can't possibly miss this now.
Yeah, to be honest, Damsgaard and me, I think we have a great connection. I had a lot of time, maybe a bit too much time, but I just shot. So nice goal.
The long throws are such a weapon for Brentford. Just tell us, how much time do you spend as a team practicing those in training?
Yeah, a lot of time. Obviously, it's very important for us. And you see more teams are doing it now. And we score a lot of goals from it, so we have to practice a lot during the week.
You faced some tough opposition here at home already this season, but does a win like this tonight show you can beat anyone?
Yes, like always, I think even last season, and now we build from every game a better connection, the front three, and everyone who's new. So I think we get better game by game.
Well done tonight, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
So thanks to Shada's goal, they were 2-1 up at half-time. That was Brentford. Liverpool obviously scored in first half injury time. Let's look at the goal that gave Brentford a 3-1 lead, though, because it does come from the penalty spot, Danny. And I think you're going to take us through the incidents leading to it as we look at the finish here.
Good pen, nice and calm. Keeps an eye on the keeper and just slots it down the middle. So credit to him for that. Never easy. In terms of the actual penalty itself, I think if they came to the right decision, didn't they? We're going to see, is this the Virgil van Dijk tackle.
On Ouattara?
No. I think when it happened in real time, we all just thought, it's a free kick and it was a bit harsh. It's only when we heard that it was, there you go, they agreed it's a foul, which it was. It's on the line, so the letter of the law, it's a penalty. And although part of me doesn't want to agree with it, you've got to. It's the right decision. That's
why I started with you.
I know.
Ben, did you think it was a penalty straight away?
No, not straight away. As Danny said, it was outside the box, the free kick. It was a little bit soft, in my opinion. As a defender, would be disappointed if it's given against me, but if it's a foul, it's on the line. It has to be a penalty, I think.
4 goals at that stage in the game itself. There was a goal to come to make it 5, and it was Mo Salah to reduce the deficit. His first goal in 7 games in all competitions for Liverpool. Danny, take me through it.
Yeah, this is when Liverpool really pressing everyone hard. It's a brilliant pass from Szoboszlai. I mean, that's a typical Mo Salah goal. Moment of genius. He'd had a poor evening. This is what he's capable of. The only question mark is why he's not been doing it more often. But that gave Liverpool a tiny bit of hope. But it was so late in the game. It didn't give him enough time, really. But it's a wonderful goal. We just haven't seen enough of that. He had a poor evening, apart from that goal.
Yeah, I think the press from Szoboszlai catches Chris Ayer unaware, and the touch and finish is fantastic. But Szoboszlai's energy created that goal and give him a chance for the last 10 minutes of the game that was added time.
We're going to get more post-match reaction this time from a Liverpool perspective. Let's go back to the G-Tech and hear from Andy Robertson.
Andy, a 4th straight league defeat for Liverpool tonight. What do you think isn't happening that needs to right now?
I think a load of different things in different games, unfortunately. Today, first half, we went up for the fight. I'm not sure it improved too much in the second half, but we thought the one thing when you come to Brentford away, we've been here for years now, the one thing you need to come and fight, because they fight for everything, second balls, really good set piece team, and to be fair to them today, they played really well with the ball as well, and we were a step off it. I think that's fair to say, and you end up conceding the goals. You talk all week about set plays, how dangerous they are, the long throws, such a dangerous weapon for them. First 5 minutes we go and concede a goal from it, then you get hit in a counter attack, 2-0 down, and it's always an uphill battle from there. So 4 defeats in a row in the Premier League is nowhere near good enough for this football club, and so the standard wasn't there today, and it's going to have to be, because it's going to need to pick up. The one thing you have to do for this club is fight, and I'm not sure we got enough of that today.
Liverpool lost 4 matches last season in total. We're into match week 9. They've already lost 4 matches in a row in the Premier League this season. Danny, a key word that he used there was fight, saying that was really the difference between the two teams. Is that what you felt as well?
I did. I mean, there was a lack of quality at times from Liverpool, which we're not used to, but he's spot on and very honest of him. Very rarely have we seen a Liverpool player come out and talk about a lack of fight within the team in a long time. But it was as clear today as we've seen all season, the lack of physical presence that the Liverpool team has. Second balls, headers, knockdowns, blocks, tackles. I mean, yes, Brentford were superb. Give them credit. But Liverpool was so far off it physically that you can't win games of football when you're second best in every department.
Yeah, and then from that, as you mentioned, Brentford were superb. One of the outstanding things, as Robertson had said, was the fight, which they showed. They were first to the ball. They showed intensity, put bodies on the line tonight. Yeah,
they won the duels to a man. They were really at it. They just showed a stat then, distance covered a lot more ground than Liverpool players, which for a Liverpool team doesn't usually happen within the stats. So to look at that, that's not good enough for a Liverpool side, but Brentford have worked really hard for that win, and they fought and they battled, but they also showed some quality as well within the play, and each other knew what they were doing as well. It showed with the Sharda goal in behind game plan, and it worked out today.
Thing is, distance covered is one conversation, but I bet you Brentford's intensity was higher as well, because sometimes you can run around, but with intensity, with desire, with meaning, with purpose, and also the plan. It wasn't by luck. They knew exactly what they were doing. They'd worked on it, obviously. Keith Andrews had set up a game plan and they nailed it. So the coach deserves credit, the players' physical condition, their technical ability. That was as good a Brentford performance as I've seen in a long time.
Then just from your old side, Liverpool, of course, now, this is the big story because it's the reigning champions. They've gone 4 in a row in the Premier League. As I mentioned, 4 in the whole of last season that they lost. How do they get back to that? And how does he perhaps draw on the way in which they played against Eintracht Frankfurt in midweek, for example?
Well, he's struggling to find the right solutions at the moment. There's going to be a huge backlash to this. But not just this game, the continuation of poor form in the Premier League. They've got 2 problems. One is the defensive issue, how open they are. And I think the other issue is the physical condition. Too many of the players don't look physically right, like where they were last season, and the new players are a little bit off it as well. So it's a big dilemma, but they've got to get back to basics and quick.
Well, a tough watch for you, Danny. Thank you so much for providing the experts' analysis. Thank you to Ben Mee as well. A big night for Brentford. Wonderful.
A night that leaves the Brentford fans delighted, but Liverpool fans with still lots of questions and feeling very unhappy still.
Absolutely, as the skipper comes to join us.
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely. Yes, there's loads of questions that need to be answered.
And we will get to that a bit later. But Jordan, congratulations on that victory. What a week for you guys as well, beating West Ham. Following it up, beating the champions. Just tell us what you feel the team did so well out there tonight.
I thought it was from start to finish, we stuck together. We knew it would be difficult at times. Liverpool are a world-class team with world-class players, so at times you're going to have a bit of defending to do, which we did. But I thought just the way we defended together, the way them would stay composed on the ball and try to, rather than just kicking it forward at times, it's trying to play the long ball but in behind to someone running in, like Dams did for Kev on the second goal, I think it was, and Thiago was a threat all night. And he's been like that all season, to be fair. So we've got a lot of good players on the counter-attack with the front three. And we've got people like Dams and Yarmo in the centre-half that can pick passes as well. So overall, I thought it was a really good performance and deserved the win in the end.
Jordan, Liverpool low on confidence at the moment and going through a transitional period. Were there any areas in particular that you wanted to exploit over the full-backs, for instance, or literally just outwork them really and play to your strengths?
Yeah, I mean, you look all over the pitch, there's not much to go at. They're all quality players, you know. I don't really see a weakness in the team. Yes, I know there's been results of late that haven't been great for them, but for me they're still top players in the top team. And it's just a matter of time before they sort of get in the rhythm and get going. I think there's been a lot of reasons why they haven't hit the heights that they have so far that they did last year, but for me they're still a world-class team, and wherever you look on the pitch there's top players, so it's always going to be difficult. But I thought the lads dug deep, stuck together, and like I said, will cause some problems on the counter.
Definitely did.
So many good performances on your team today, Jordan. Was it a little bit strange for? I said before the game, it's business as usual when you play against your old team. But was there a little bit strange playing against your old mates? How did it feel?
A little bit before, I think, just because I've been at Liverpool for so long, you know, and it's always like deep inside us now. It'll be forever there, I think, because I'll be there for so long, and it was me life for 12 years, you know. So it was a little bit strange, but having said that, I knew once the whistle would go, it was business as usual, and I'd be focused and I'd be ready to go, and I'd be in the right frame of mind, which I was. So yeah, once the whistle was gone, I was fully in, and I felt as good as I ever have.
You spoke about leaving Liverpool being like a breakup. You've got such a good reception tonight, obviously from the Brentford fans, but also from the Liverpool fans at the end there as well. Did that mean a lot to you? Of
course. Like I said, I was there 12 years, dedicated a lot of my life. Me kids were born there, so it holds a special place in my heart, and I still want Liverpool to do well. Of course, not when we're playing them, but overall, and that'll never change. And the fans have always been amazing, and it was special just to see a few of them. I know they probably left a bit early because of the result, but it was nice to see them again.
The ones who stayed behind. Arne Slot said that all everyone in Holland is talking about is how much Ajax are missing you. At 35, just how good do you feel? How well do you feel you're playing?
I feel pretty good, to be honest, but I don't really like talking about myself. It's more about the team, and I feel as though the team have performed really well so far this season. At the start I thought we were a little bit inconsistent, but over the last few weeks we've built a bit of momentum, a bit of consistency, which is important. And yeah, it's always nice for Arnie to say nice things, of course. I think I'm not sure they're missing me though, to be fair. I think there's a few reasons why maybe it's not going so well at the minute at Ajax, but it's an amazing club. I had a really good time there, special people, special players there, so I always want them to do well as well.
Steve McManaman watching with me, and Steve, it was the Bees that went in front after 5 minutes, and it was from one of their signature moves, Michael Coyote's rocket of a throw.
No surprise, we knew what they were going to do, and the big question before the game on everybody's lips was, could Liverpool handle it? And the answer's no. Liverpool have got into the game in the last kick of the game in the first half, Lindsay, but they've been very, very chaotic and all over the place at times. And they've been very fortunate that they got a late goal to get them back in.
Should they have had a penalty, though, when Gakpo went down?
No, it's gone down too easily, Lindsay. We looked about 3 or 4. This is the best angle. He doesn't quite get there. He goes down too easy. He's waiting for the contact, so it's a right decision by the referee.
Right decision?
Yeah, I think so. As he puts his leg across, he doesn't stand on his foot, and then he's falling over, isn't he, before the contact happens. So, yeah, I agree with the referee there.
Collins is a lucky boy.
Yeah.
He's dangled a leg. He just doesn't make enough contact. Yeah. So he's a lucky boy.
So no penalty to Liverpool, and just 1 minute, 11 seconds later, Brentford 2-0 up through Sharda, but this is all about Damsgaard's vision.
Beautiful, sumptuous limbs, just fed it into that place. A lovely, and you'll see Sharda as well. as he makes the run off the back. Defending's awful from Van Dijk and Konate, but he just teases the goal. He waits, and slips away. It was a beautiful pass and an unbelievable finish.
Just lopsided, aren't they, Liverpool? Van Dijk dropped, Konate's gone forward, and you just get caught out. But right on the stroke, they just get involved. Fans were not happy because it was a minimum of 3 minutes. But to be honest, I've got no problem with that. When you're 2-0 up, you defend for your life and get the first half over. You know, every throw-in's taken 40 minutes by the time he gets his towel out and wipes the ball. So I've got no qualms with this as well. You just have to get on with it.
This dragged him back, Kirkers, because he had an awful 45 minutes. Cost Liverpool the first goal, but he does everything right. He just gets in at the far post. Lovely ball by Bradley, little deflection, and that's changed the game there. Yeah. That changes Slot's half-time team talk.
Absolutely, but didn't have the best half, Kirkes, before that goal.
No, a few didn't actually. I thought Kirkes was poor. I thought Wirtz was weak. It doesn't surprise me if he goes back to type like last year. Robertson, McAllister on and find a way to get back into the game.
Well, Brentford went up 2-0.
A relatively poor side. They did disappoint me a little bit, Fletch. But, and it was interesting again, Tom Turner, before the game, they were a threat, a serious major threat at set plays, Liverpool. And they scored obviously 2 goals from corners. That was really, I think, from Liverpool's point of view and Slot's point of view, he was delighted with that. But they just looked as though they'd got a little bit of composure and confidence back. It's a crazy thing to say about a team who were runaway champions last year, but they looked as though they'd kind of slightly lost their way, but they looked certainly back on track. But this will be a test, Dan, this will be a real test. We've seen Brentford, particularly at home, and only the good result against obviously away from home against West Ham. But they will ask questions of a Liverpool back four that are effective at this stage last year. Had only lost 3 league goals and they've lost 11.
Let me ask you about the opposite number 9, Igor Thiago, top scorer for Brentford this season. He was excellent when I saw him here against Manchester United a few weeks ago. Had knee problems, injuries, so we didn't really see a great deal of him last season. But he's very, very lively in this Brentford team, isn't he? He's playing well this season.
Well, I like his movement. There's he spins in behind. I'm not sure about the back 4 or the back 3 defensively there, but his movement's clever. Looking at him just now, Dan, do you know what I think he does? He understands where the space is, and he's been excellent so far of exploiting it. That's just a proper centre-forward's goal. The first one, he drifts away from the centre-back. The second one, he knows the right-back's further forward, and away he goes. And this is just, again, centre-forward's finish. He gets a little bit of luck with the deflection. Goalkeeper's a little bit unlucky. But I've seen enough of him this season to think there's certainly goals in him, and I think he'll improve.
He's certainly going to give the 2 Liverpool centre-backs a lot to think about today, because he's very lively, isn't he? He's physical, he's big, he's strong.
He's a unit. He's got a little bit of everything. I still think there's improvement in him. I really do. I think, and you mentioned it yourself, I think in general play, I think there's more to come from him. He could do with linking up a little bit more, better, keeping hold of the ball. But I just think, like all centre-forwards, he wants to score goals. He positions himself for a finish, and he will work Konate and Van Dijk tonight. I'll be sure of that.
It's going to be fascinating, Lindsay, to see how he does against Konate and Van Dijk. But Igor Thiago certainly gets the seal of approval from our centre-forward.
Yeah, the guys enjoyed Ali calling him a unit there.
A unit, yes. He's a unit.
He's certainly a handful.
Is that complimentary? Is it a unit?
I think he's going to be a handful for them tonight.
That's why we have Coisty up there and things like that. Gems like that, Joe.
Maka, going up against that Liverpool defence though tonight, because he's in such good form, how worried are you by the vulnerabilities Liverpool have shown at the back this year?
Slightly, but I think you get that watching, and the way Liverpool play, they will give up chances because they're so creative going the other end, so they do gamble at times. But some of the goals they've conceded, when you compare to last year, are really disappointing, aren't they? This was last week against United, of course. Virgil gets caught and then just points to Konate, where Virgil really, as skipper, has to deal with that himself. You can't be pointing and understanding what Konate's going to do, and this was really disappointing because you see Salah and Gakpo, they're counter-attacking, they're on their way up the other side of the pitch because Liverpool have scored that many late goals that they're gambling. So as soon as the manager addresses it, I think this will be fine. This was a sloppy goal to concede, but 4 of them are hunting the ball down, so they're showing honesty and endeavour to try and win the ball back. They just get caught out, lack of communication.